waste my time. So I'm just starting. So what are the factors affecting pavement design? You know what are the two types of payment, right? That is the basic thing. What are the two types of payment? The two types of payment is flexible payment and rigid payment. Flexible payment is also known as a black-topped payment or bituminous payment. It will be having a bituminous surface course at its top. And the other type of payment is known as the rigid payment. Rigid payment is made up of concrete. Okay, so these are the two types of pavements. Now let us present one tab. What are the factors affecting a flexible pavement design? So the three factors affecting the flexible, not three, the factors affecting the flexible pavement design, factors affecting the flexible pavement design are design wheel load. Design wheel load is one factor affecting the flexible pavement design. Then subgrade soil. When you speak about a flexible pavement, you know what are the different layers in a flexible pavement. The different layers in a flexible pavement, the lowermost layer in a flexible pavement is known as the soil subgrade. The subgrade layer is made up of soil. And what is the function of the subgrade layer? Above the subgrade layer, you will be having different other layers. Sub base is there, base course is there, and the wearing course or surface course. These are the different layers available, right? So the load of all these layers will be transferred into the lowermost strata. The flexible pavement is a kind of a layered pavement. Flexible pavement is one kind of a layered pavement. So all the loads on the uppermost layers in flexible pavement include a sub base, a base course, and a wearing course or surface course. So all the layers, all the loads coming over these layers will be transferred into the bottommost layer. All the loads coming over will be transferred into the bottommost layer, that is the soil subgrade. Okay, so soil subgrade, the subgrade layer will bear all the loads coming over the topmost layer. So the quality of soil subgrade is very much important factor when considering the design of a flexible pavement. Next thing is climatic factors. Whenever you are traveling, you might have observed that majority of the roads which you travel is bituminous pavement. And after a rainy season, you might have observed that a lot of potholes. What is potholes? Small cracks formed on the surface, right? Small potholes will be formed on the surface of the road. So this pothole formation immediately after rains is due to poor climatic considerations made while the road is being designed. When the road is being designed, it is mandatory that a good consideration should be given to the climatic condition. Okay, so that is the third factor. Next one is the pavement component materials. So whenever you're speaking about a flexible pavement, so we cannot hear you. Okay, I hope it will be clear from now. I hope so. Anyway, I'll continue. I'm continuing. Okay. Okay, I think it's audible. I'm getting comments. So next factor was the pavement component material. The three factors which we have already discussed. First one is design wheel load, second one is subgrade soil, and third one is the environmental, climatic factors. Next one is the pavement component material. So whenever we are speaking about a flexible pavement, the flexible pavement is made up of four layers. Lowermost layer is the soil subgrade. Over the subgrade soil, you are having the sub base. Over the sub base, you are having the base course, and over the base course, you are having the wearing course or surface course. So the different layers are made up of different materials. The lowermost layer of subgrade is made up of good quality soil. So the performance of soil or the performance of pavement is very much dependent on the quality of soil used in the subgrade layer. Second layer, that is the sub base course. When you come to the second layer or sub base course, it is made up of aggregates. The third layer, that is base course is again made up of aggregates, and the topmost layer, that is the wearing course or surface course, is made up of bitumen, right? So the properties of these material will very much influence the pavement design. And last one is the environmental factors. So these are the different factors which decide the pavement. Now let us come into details. Okay. Now let us see each and everything in detail. What is the comment? Sir, your screen is... Okay, so now I am going to present one screen. So the factors affecting the, first factor affecting the pavement design was design wheel load. What do you mean by a design wheel load? The thickness of the pavement depends primarily on the design wheel load. And as we know, if the design wheel load is very high, the pavement thickness should definitely be increasing, provided all the other design factors are remaining same. Now, when you coin out this term of design wheel load, you should understand that there are a number of wheel load factors to be considered in pavement design. Okay. So, as I told you, there are different factors affecting pavement design. The first factor being the wheel load. The pavement should be made operational to the movement of vehicle. So, if the pavement should be performing satisfactorily, the design wheel load which is supposed to come on the pavement surface should be given a due consideration. Are you getting? The design wheel load which are expected to come on the pavement surface should be given a proper consideration. And this design wheel load, as the design wheel load is increasing, thickness of pavement is definitely increasing, provided all the other factors are remaining same. Now, the term design wheel load is referring to a very broad area. We have to study about the different design wheel load separately when we are discussing this concept of design wheel load. Now, what are the other design wheel load, or what are the components, or what are the subheads which you have to study in this design wheel load? Okay, please listen. Maximum wheel load, contact pressure, dual or multiple wheel loads, and ESWL. What is this ESWL? Equivalent single wheel load. So ESWL is the abbreviation for equivalent single wheel load. And the last one is the repetition of loads. Now let us see. Let us see everything in detail. Maximum wheel load. So in case of highways, the maximum legal axle load specified by IRC is 8170 kilogram. Maximum legal axle load as specified by IRC is 8170 kilogram. And the total load will influence the thickness of pavement. And tire pressure influences the quality of wearing surface. How tire pressure will affect the or influence the quality of pavement surface? Over the surface layer. You know that surface layer or wearing course is the topmost layer. It is over the wearing course. The wheels will be continuously moving. So what is the pressure exerted on the wearing course layer due to the movement of tire? Okay. What is the pressure exerted on the wearing course level, wearing course layer due to the movement of the tire? So tire pressure will influence the quality of wearing course. Now let us see. Now, what do you mean by this axle load? Axle load or axles can be of different types. When you observe the first figure, you know that it is having only a single axle. Okay, it is having only a single axle, and on the single axle on both sides you are having a single tire. So this is known as a single axle with a single tire. Can you relate this when you consider a vehicle? If the vehicle is having only a single axle, if the vehicle is having only a, okay, we can't hear you.